viewers of Herald TV, a very warm welcome. You are watching the program entitled Sports Talkies. All matters related to the sports development in Goa per se. Of late, the government, after much hesitation, decided to implement a national sports code for all the associations that exist in Goa, and that even includes the Goa Olympic Association. The only association which had brought in some of the amendments was the Goa Football Association in 2018, but they had applied it only to the post of the president on attaining 70 years of age. No other association has been involved in amending their constitutions, but it was at the general body meeting of the Sports Authority of Goa, where Chief Minister Dr. Pramod Sawant was present, and so also the Sports Minister Govind Gaude was present, ultimately decided that it would be implemented from maybe 1st of February 2024. The only association which is prepared and has agreed to incorporate all the amendments is the Goa Table Tennis Association. We have with us a veteran in table tennis, a veteran former national player, and also a national administrator who was the president, and he is even now the president of Goa Table Tennis Association, and was also in the Table Tennis Federation of India, TTFI in short. Recently, he was in the news because he was involved in the organization of the World Table Tennis event that has taken place in Talegaon. A veteran of table tennis, a veteran in the organization, we welcome Vero Nunes, who is a lawyer by profession and also a businessman now. Welcome, Advocate Vero Nunes.
Thank you very much.
Vero, you know the long delay in adopting the sports code 2010-2011, and ultimately the government has agreed to put it in place. I think it is because all the national federations now, and the latest one was the Taekwondo Federation of India, they have also fallen in line. They have also held their elections, and the government of India has recognized them somewhere in 2022. The same problem was there in the All India Football Federation, a long dispute, court matters, but ultimately the government said nothing doing, you have to follow the national sports code. Ultimately, the objective is for good governance for the benefit of the players per se. Could you give us an overview of what is this National Sports Code?
This National Development Sports Code basically is enacted by the central government. The sports come under state administration. So National Code originally was applied to the national federations and the Indian Olympic Association. It was not applied to the states. States can make their own laws to apply the national code when and wherever they desire. But recently there have been High Court decisions where the High Court in Delhi have said, yes, this national code should be applicable to also the state association. But mind you, the national code doesn't only mean the election or tenure of the office bearers. National code is basically getting together all the different directions over the years which the government gave and binding them together and making a code for the better administration of the game. Originally, stalwarts like Prakash Padukone, Anju George and from billiard, Mr. Abhinav Bindra, were involved in drafting this national code, basically for the development of the sports in India, and basically the other things there are like anti-doping laws, how the sports should benefit the sportsmen, how the sportsmen should get involved in the federation and associations, how the politicians should be avoided from entering as office bearers of the federation. These are all there in the national code. It's not only the tenure. Now, in national code also envisages a 4-year long-term development plan, which we call as a long-term LDPC. Now, this plan is a 4-year plan which all the federations have to give to the government and the Sports Authority of India. And in this plan there are goals set. What is the goal after 4 years? By 4 years, what will be the goal of the particular federation, where they will reach? And every quarter there is a meeting between the federation, Sports Authority, and the government. So similarly, Goa should also adopt a system where there is a total transparency, and all three, the Sports Authority of Goa, the government and the association, should form a committee and spell out a long-term goal of 4 years, after 4 years where we will reach. And after every 3 months, the members of the three different departments should meet and find out where we have reached. And if the association doesn't do anything, then some sort of a punishment should be there.
So it's basically to have an accountability in running the association.
Yes, yes. And we are actually failing as far as Goa is concerned. In fact, I brought to notice of the Sports Authority and the government that we have got today more than 100 coaches in the Sports Authority of Goa and Director of Sports. But there is no accountability. And Mr. Prabhu Desai, ex-director of the Sports Authority, has spelled out, has even said that yes, they have become lethargic, they have become self-centered, and there are lots of people like that who are, I should say, amongst the black sheep, there will be very few white sheep in the coaches community. Very few work, 90% don't work at all. That's why the standard of the game has come down.
So this is a scenario involving most of the associations.
Most of the association. In fact, when we had the nationals in 2017, sub-junior national in Goa, I told Mr. Prabhu Desai that there's not a single player in the team coached by your coaches. So I'm not taking the coaches of either Sports Authority or Director of Sports, because these players are coached by the private players, private coaches, and the private coaches were appointed as coaches, and we won bronze medal at the sub-junior nationals.
Now, if you look at their appointment of the coaches, Directorate of Sports and Youth Affairs, they go by the diploma from the NIS, Patiala or Bangalore.
Yes.
Whereas most of the games, they have got their own criteria. For example, football. They say unless you have a pro license or B or C, no club will employ somebody from the National Institute of Sports. Is the same also with the other games? Because in the other games you have got renowned players.
Also in table tennis, we do not give much importance to the NIS coaches. Now we have got a gradation system by International Table Tennis Federation, grade 1, grade 2, grade 3, which are certified by the ITTF. And exams are taken of the coaches, whether they have grade 1, grade 2 or grade 3. Like in tennis, similarly, they have got grade 1, grade 2, grade 3. And the higher the grade, they go with the professionals. Lower the grade, they coach the under 12, first under 12, then under 18, and then the professional. Similar thing is there.
Yeah, so there is a problem
There is.
as far as the coaches are concerned.
Yeah. But what I'm saying is, even if the NIS coaches, they have done the NIS exams, that accountability has to be there. We are appointing with the coach, we are paying you. What are you giving back to the society? Are you giving players? Are you giving? Are you taking interest in getting the players, coaching them?
There is a coaching department in the Sports Authority of Goa.
Yes.
There is. So is there any marking system every year or maybe whatever time to say that this is what you have done, this is where you are, this is what you have achieved, and if you have not, remedial measures to be undertaken?
I doubt there is anything like that, because once when there was a coach specially brought from Chennai, one Ravichandran by name, and he was a good player, no doubt. There was a gold medalist in the doubles and all. But whenever I used to go to play in the stadium, I never saw him at the stadium in the mornings.
Is it?
So I asked one of the director of the coaches, I don't want to name him, good friend of mine, have you got accountability when the coaches come to coach, what time they leave and all, have you got? Yes, we have got everything. I said, you show me last 1 year, this coach has even played, have been in the stadium even one day. If you show to me, I'll resign from the Table Tennis Association. He couldn't answer. No, there is nothing.
That means there is something wrong right at the top.
Yes, there is.
Now, if something is wrong at the top, there cannot be good development at the lower stage.
Yes. It's a I would say the hierarchy, there is not accountability, whether above the coaches there is a director of coach or whatever hierarchy, above that there is someone else. That full thing has failed in
So
Goa.
is there any synergy between the association and the SAG and DSY as far as the coaches are concerned?
No, there is nothing
Because
like that.
ultimately, it is the association who sends the team for the nationals.
Yes,
And nationals is the topmost layer of your competition.
yes.
Now, if these coaches have not yielded the results, it will be reflected in their performance of their teams.
Yes, definitely. But what happens is, since we are obliged to send a coach attached to Sports Authority of Goa or Director of Sports, so we have to select them when they go for nationals.
Yeah, but then since it has not been working well,
Yes,
don't you think that there is a need to change these regulations?
they have to change and see that the coaches have got some players who have come up from them. The department has to ask, "Baba, what are the players so far you're working for 10 years, 20 years? Who are the players you have brought in?"
So that exercise has never been done.
No, never.
Now, if that exercise has never been done, that means you will never know where you stand.
No. Now lately, the sports minister has committed that he will look into this matter about these coaches and all. But so far, nothing
But
tangible.
who will develop this methodology?
The first thing is like what I said about this 4-year plan which is there, where the government, Sports Authority of India and Federation come together and to plan out a strategy for 4 years. Similarly in Goa, the Sports Authority of Goa, the government or Director of Sports and association should sit together and make out a plan for 4 years. Okay, today our standard is say sub-juniors we have won fourth, we have come third or fourth. Okay, 4 years, are we going to come number one?
Because what we have seen in most of the games, there's a decline in the rankings.
Yes.
Despite there being 100 or whatever number of coaches, the standard is not coming up.
No, it's going down. Even in our game, it's going down definitely.
So, do you think the SAG has got the capacities and capabilities to draw such a program?
They have to involve the associations. Unless they involve the association, they will not be able to do anything. Like I'll tell you a simple example. Now we are having an academy in South Goa. The players pay around 2,500 minimum to be coached by our coaches, private coaches.
So there are now a lot of private coaches.
Yes.
That's what I have seen.
Yes, yes. So there are about 30 students there paying and getting coached.
Yes.
Whereas initially that involved us for the Skelo in their program. But afterwards we were cut off from there. I don't know for what reason and all. And go to see there are hardly 2 or 3 players, although free coaches, free lodging, boarding is there, but nobody goes there for coaching. But they go from Panjim to Margao by paying in our academy.
It all depends on the quality of the coach.
The quality of the coach, the interest that you take in the thing, like the coaches were telling me the other day when I met them, badminton and table tennis, say for last 3 months we are not being given shuttlecocks and balls.
Is it?
Yeah. And we are paying from our pocket and buying balls.
That's
So if this is the interest that is there, it's very sad.
So that means there is something wrong with the administration per se to start
yes,
with.
yes, very bad.
But
There's
then,
no interest.
but what is the problem that these things cannot be remedied? Because everybody knows now. This is the problem. This is what needs to be done. You don't have to reinvent the wheel.
Yeah. What I would suggest is SAG has and Director of Sports have to work out with the association. They themselves cannot take the role of the association.
But Director of Sports and Youth Affairs basically is only for your high schools and higher secondary.
Yes, yes. See, even you get the players from the under 12. You start from under 12, under 8 and all in table tennis, under 8, even at 6 o'clock, 6 years and all. Their Director of Sports come into the picture. SAG is for excellence in sports. Then they should pass over to the SAG for better coaching. Then the role should be to see how the outside players can practice here. There has to be a system. Without that system, like we suffer there because we have been winning medals at cadet sub-junior level. But once they are in 10, 12, they leave, everybody leaves. But unless we had an academy, such an academy, that in this academy there are players from all over India come here and practice with our boys. Then they know, we have a chance to come up.
So because of late, everywhere there are sports academies in various games.
Yes, yes.
And most of the academies, they take the coaches who are basically former international, former national of great repute.
Yes, like we have an academy, one of my friend has got an academy in Delhi. There are 25 tables simultaneously in an air-conditioned hall.
25 tables.
25 tables. Air-conditioned hall with lodging, boarding facilities. And the coaches are from abroad. 2 coaches are from abroad and 12 coaches, Indian coaches are there. And these coaches are some of the best coaches, like they pay about 2 crores rupees for these coaches per year.
Is it?
Yeah, yeah.
Is it?
And now just imagine we having nothing here and we have to compete against them. Where will be the standard?
If I can mention, a similar problem arose in the Goa Football Development Council. They don't have a technical director for the last so many years now. Katz Naidu was the last one, but he was drawing a salary close to 3 lakhs. So when they proposed a similar structure, they said we can't afford to pay this high salaries. Maybe because they themselves as IS officers, I don't think so they get 3 lakhs. So a technical director, a sports person, to get that, it does not gel well.
See, what can be done also is involve private under CSR or whatever, the private houses, big business houses, to involve them also. It's 100% for government to also, it will not be correct. They have got to get in all other.
No, but to get highly ranked coaches, they will not come cheap.
Yes, yes. Therefore, this type of, like what I'm talking about Delhi, It is done by private individual.
Yes.
No government.
Even now you were part of the organization of the WTT.
Yeah.
You have seen Chinese, Japanese, and the others.
Yeah.
They had their own coaches.
Their own coaches, physiotherapists, everybody. Each player is with 4 coaches and therapists and all.
Yes. So when this scenario will change in India, I don't think so. It will not.
No, it will change only when the standard reaches that high. When you reach that standard, then there's prize money, big prize money involved and all. Now, even if you see for this WTT tournament, the players who came on their own. Lodging, boarding is their own. They stayed
So it was not sponsored.
No. The 5-star hotels, they had to stay in the 5-star hotels by paying. So
It's quite an expensive affair.
Very expensive affair.
Yes.
Yeah. So the prize money is also there like that. So it's a thing like they spend so that they
can get the returns.
Yeah. So this tournament, the prize money was about 2.5 crores.
2.5 crores.
Yeah.
I don't think so. In Goa, we can ever dream of crores being given. Like you had also in the ISL, the same. Your Mohan Bagan got crores of rupees.
Yes.
Even the runners have got 2 point something crores.
Yeah.
We have never seen it happening in Goa.
Unless the standard, it all depends on the standard. You have to reach the world standard to get this much of money. Bottom, nobody gets anything.
Now you are hosting the national games in October, November.
Yes.
And the sports minister, Govind Gaude, says, I'll allow you to have 90 days coaching camp, 45 days close coaching camp, get the coaches, get everybody. Do you think so? Is this the philosophy of raising the standard of the games?
You cannot raise the standard with 90 days coaching camp. It's a fallacy. You need, I have been always saying, don't have the national games unless you have prepared with your players. And you need about 6 to 8 years for the players to come up to that standard. At least, I'm saying national game standard, India standard. You need 6 to 8 years. But 90 days, you cannot have magic.
Everyone says it's not possible.
No,
and you will not get many medals.
No.
Then, at the same time, the sports minister says, we are organizing the games, we must get the medals. It does not gel well his thought process.
Medals we will not get. See, every host so far, for last, I'm saying 20, 25 years, every host state have come within first 5. Even Manipur, when they had the nationals national in Manipur, they came first.
Is it?
Yes. Kerala, they have come first. Maharashtra, they have come first. Now, these days services are there.
They are dominating.
They are dominating. But they have come first or second, but definitely in first 5. I think we will come in first 5 from bottom.
From bottom, yeah. That means there is no proper planning per se.
No.
And when you talk of the National Sports Code, it talks about the development of the game. It's a long-term project.
Yeah. Unless you start immediately, it will never happen. Unless they say, ministry says, okay, let us all 3 join hands, the director of sports, SAG and association, let us join hands. Let us do a 4-year plan. You're here now. You are whatever you are, number 10, 12 or 14, whatever you are. At the end of 4 years, where we will reach? There has to be a goal set. And if that goal in every 3 months we have to meet, where we are standing.
Yeah, you need to review.
Review the full situation.
Yes.
Unless that sort of a thing happens, what we are doing is wasting money.
That means there is no professionalism in this thought process.
Yes, there is nothing. It's just whatever is happening. Nobody knows what is happening.
And most of the associations have focused on the age tenure and also about the office bearers of president, secretary and treasurer. Could you throw light on this?
See, with this national code on the age tenure, basically there are 3 important things in this election scenario. First thing is the president can be there for 12 years, that is 3 consecutive terms. That's one number one. Number two in the sports code is that the treasurer and secretary can be there for 2 terms, that is for 8 years, and then after cooling off period of 4 years, another 4 years. That's all. And the third thing which is there is once you are 70 years, you cannot be the office bearer of the
That means
association.
president,
That is
secretary.
president, secretary, and treasurer, which they consider as office bearer, not vice president. These are the 3 things which are there in the sports code vis-a-vis election of the office bearers are concerned.
So that means the present constitutions of all the associations will have to be amended.
They have to amend immediately.
Amendment is not that easy.
No, it's not easy because it will take 7 days for a meeting for the managing committee, another 15 days to call for a meeting of the general body meeting. Once it is amended, another 1 month goes for confirmation of the minutes as per the sub-registrar code and all. And then it has to go to the sub-registrar for registering it. And unless it is registered, whatever you have done has no value, zero
So
value.
you can't have elections unless there is a
You
green
do.
signal from the
Yeah,
registrar.
so therefore, the associations have to start working now only.
Yeah, but then you have the national games now.
Yeah.
Everybody will be concentrating on national
but,
games.
But what I'm saying, the amendment, they could do amendments. Amendment can be carried on. And
But most of the associations, they don't have, first, there's no willpower to do that. Secondly, administratively, most of them are very, very weak.
there are associations who are not taking much interest in they're just there for the sake of being office bearers. But there are some associations who are really working well and all. And this could also have a little bit game change in the sense that there will be fresh blood taking interest.
Yes.
They know that, okay, the secretary and president has to go out within 8 years or 12 years. We also have a chance, we can prove ourselves. The old people also, where they will feel, yes, they are ready to take over, why not give them a chance? They have been there for so many years.
So if it is properly implemented,
Yes.
I think so there can be a sea change in the working of the association,
Yes.
which could result in improving the standards ultimately. That's what is the need of the hour.
Yeah, need of the hour is to get on board all the government, the sports authority and the associations together with these changes also under the new people coming inside. Fresh blood is there and all. Interest can be
So
developed.
there is plenty of hope
Yes.
for things to
Yes,
improve.
yes.
You have thrown light on the code, and there will be better understanding. We thank you very much for being here with us and sharing your valuable knowledge. And I think you are the only association which is ready for the National Sports
Yes,
Code.
yes, we are ready.
So I think you'll be among the first ones to implement it.
Yes. We are actually looking forward to immediately try to implement the code. That is this election code basically.
Thank you very much,
Thanks.
Advocate
Most
Vero,
welcome. Most
for being here with us. Wish you all the best, and may your table tennis scale newer and greater heights. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Jovito. Nice to talk to you.